The second thing that people don't realize as to why we're getting so much pump today is because what we had, let me just share my screen so that you can actually look at it. What we
Yes.
had is we had the launch of IBIT Bitcoin futures, IBIT Bitcoin options yesterday, right? And those IBIT Bitcoin options, effectively how they work is if you've got more buyers of calls than buyers of puts, then the market makers have to hedge the risk. And they hedge the risk by buying the underlying, right? So if I buy one option, the market maker has to go and then buy the underlying to hedge the option, right? And so in a bull market, when you get the ratio of put to calls that looks something like that,
Bitcoin's recent surge is creating a ripple effect across the cryptocurrency market. As Bitcoin breaks new heights, major altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and XRP are poised for their own impressive climbs. This bullish trend signals exciting opportunities and a promising future for these leading digital assets. It's indeed a thrilling time for crypto fans, with many wondering just how high Bitcoin can go. But the big question is, will it keep smashing records? Renowned crypto expert Ron Neuner, in his latest interview, shared his positive view on crypto's future. He noted that blockchain technology is sparking new businesses and ideas. Ron Neuner said the US government's view on cryptocurrencies has shifted from against to for crypto. This change is clear in the move from a blocking to a helping administration. Neuner noted that pro-crypto candidates are being chosen to lead the SEC, and the new Secretary of Commerce also supports crypto. In addition, the launch of Bitcoin futures and options, which has boosted buying and raised prices. He explained that market makers need to buy the actual asset to manage their risks, adding even more pressure on the market. With all these exciting developments, the future of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies looks brighter than ever. Crypto enthusiasts are buzzing with anticipation, eager to see what amazing heights Bitcoin will reach next. Let's watch clips from the interview for further insights on Ron Neuner discussion. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for the most recent updates. Thanks for joining us again. Enjoy the video.
if you look at the kind of noises that are happening right now, we've gone from an administration that ran on a anti-crypto army in Elizabeth Warren to one that's running on a pro-crypto army. You've gone from a head of the SEC who wouldn't meet Brian Armstrong, who's the biggest CEO of the biggest exchange in the US, to Trump wanting to meet Brian Armstrong. You've got people that have been nominated as the head of the SEC, which are all very, very, very pro-crypto. You've got a Secretary of Commerce, which has been appointed, who is very, 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 very pro-crypto. And so it feels like all the puzzle pieces have just fallen for the most bullish 4 years ahead for crypto. And this is coming out of an environment where we've gone through probably what were the 4 most abusive years for crypto people in the United States. That's the first thing. The second thing that people don't realize as to why we're getting so much pump today is because what we had, let me just share my screen so that you can actually look at it.
Yes.
What we had is we had the launch of IBIT Bitcoin futures, IBIT Bitcoin options yesterday, right? And those IBIT Bitcoin options, effectively how they work is if you've got more buyers of calls than buyers of puts, then the market makers have to hedge the risk. And they hedge the risk by buying the underlying, right? So if I buy one option, the market maker has to go and then buy the underlying to hedge the option, right? And so in a bull market, when you get the ratio of put to calls that looks something like that, then there's a lot of buying pressure which gets put onto the underlying asset. And so we couldn't have had a better launch, or we couldn't have had this launch at a better time, because now what you're getting is you're getting additional pressure coming onto the market. And then you've got this maniac called Michael Saylor who just carries on raising and raising and raising more money to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, he was going to raise $1.75 billion, and investors he had so much demand that he actually raised it to $2.6 billion. And he's working on a $42 billion plan to buy Bitcoin. And that's why MicroStrategy is actually now at session highs or at season highs. When you put all those things together, you've got like this perfect storm of bullish news for Bitcoin. This happens every cycle. Bitcoin always runs first every single cycle. And the altcoins only run when you get to a point where you truly believe that this time is going to be different and it's going to be a Bitcoin only run. And that's when the scorpion stings you with his tail and then everything moves into altcoins.
Yeah.
And so having been around for 4 cycles, this is my 4th, I can quite confidently say that this is absolutely normal. I mean, the one thing that maybe is a little bit abnormal is that Ethereum has been a bit of a laggard this cycle. I mean, it's been pretty dead. And I think, which to me is a bit strange, especially because Ethereum is the only other crypto with an ETF in the United States. So if people want to deploy capital in the United States, institutional capital, and they can't hold underlying assets, or they can't hold the actual digital securities, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be buying Bitcoin. When they think the returns on Bitcoin are too high, they're going to start moving some money into Ethereum. I know this because that's how I got in. And Dave, I'm almost sure that that's how you got into all the altcoins. If you're in any of the altcoins, you started with Bitcoin and then you were like, okay, this thing's, run a lot. Maybe I should now get into ETH. So I think right now it's a Bitcoin run. I wouldn't be over indexing on the altcoins, but I would be starting to make investments in the altcoins because I know that the inevitable altcoin run is going to arrive. One thing about crypto is that in bull markets, you have a lot of corrections. In 2016 and 2017, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corrections on the run up, which were all over 30%. And what you'll realize about these corrections is that they are very steep on Bitcoin, but if you're holding altcoins, the charts the dips are even more scary. And if you're holding meme coins, which fundamentally have zero value, they're going to have the worst dips.
Neuner feels that blockchain technology has enabled new applications. He mentions meme coins, which have established a worldwide casino of attention, allowing people to rapidly construct global brands. According to Neuner, cryptocurrencies like Doge have grown in popularity by capitalizing on the strength of brand affinity, which is fueled by the hormone oxytocin. He also considers prediction and opinion markets as novel applications enabled by blockchain. He contends that blockchain has demonstrated its ability to build new sectors based on value, which is a huge technological accomplishment. This discovery enables data and value to be exchanged in the same packet, which Neuner believes is a greater technological achievement than the internet. Let's go back to the interview and watch more clips.
So my most bullish thesis is the one that we just keep creating new use cases that we never knew existed. So, up until now, it's been store of value and digital dollar, and long may that last. And then we launched this thing called meme coins, which people don't really kind of understand. Like, how is there value in a meme coin? Now, you can look at meme coins as multiple things. The first thing is you can say, well, meme coins have no value. That's cool. But casino chips also have no value until you're sitting at the table and your cash is backed behind them. And it's exactly the same thing, right? It's like we've created a casino of attention. And this casino of attention has done a lot of things. But the one thing the 2 things that it's done that are very important. One is it has shown us that we can create a casino out of attention, a global casino out of attention, which is that's a use case in itself, right? The second thing that it has done is it has allowed us to build brands, global brands, in a very, very, very short period of time. Like, I would argue that Doge is probably now a bigger brand than some of the big brands. I would argue that Dog With Hat and that Popcat and all those memes are now extreme brands. And the reason why these brands are so loved is because the power of a brand is in the affinity that the brand in the brand affinity of the brand, right? And brand affinity is actually a chemical process in your brain, which is a chemical called oxytocin. And that chemical oxytocin creates connection between you and anything, and a brand and a brand or a human. It's the connection hormone. And what we've created is we've created a game that's so high in dopamine and oxytocin that people are becoming connected to these brands, like they become connected to a football club. Yeah, right? Like, you start off with a football club, it releases oxytocin in your brain, you become more and more connected. And so we've created a platform that allows people to build brands at the speed of light with huge brand affinity because people are connected to them through making money. So, that's another use case that we've created. I'll give another use case that has been created: prediction markets. Like, we've never been able to to bet on prediction markets of outcomes of elections and stuff like that so easily and so freely around the world. And now there's a new application which is called opinion markets, which is a prediction without an endpoint. So it's an opinion. It's like things like, who do you think's hotter, Rihanna or Taylor Swift? And you can vote, but there's no endpoint, right? So you can actually follow the price at a certain point in time. Now, all of these are new applications, global applications that have been created by this wonderful technology called blockchain. And what we've proven is that blockchain can create new industries that rely on value, which is a huge technological breakthrough. I would argue that it's probably a bigger technological breakthrough than the internet was, because the internet allowed us to send data. This allows us to send data and value in the same packet, which is massive. We know that retail aren't naturally part of the beginning of a cycle. It takes a while to get the retail investor back into a cycle. Bear in mind, we've been in a 7-month downtrend, which was long, 7 months, over 200 days of downtrend. Let's just measure it. We were in a 250-day downtrend. And only 2 weeks ago did we break out of that downtrend, believe it or not. And so you can't expect retail to come in the first 2 weeks. What we are seeing now is we're seeing retail coming back. And the reason why I know this is because if you look at the tokens that have run in the last week, these are what we call the dinosaur tokens. Stellar Lumens, Algorand, HBAR, Tezos, XRP, Cardano. These are all the old tokens. And so what's going on now is that retail are looking at this and going, we want to be in crypto. And they're coming in with the coins that they know and the coins that they have access to on the trading platforms, which are platforms like Robinhood.
Rand Neuner believes that regular investors are increasingly entering the cryptocurrency market, driving up prices for coins such as Cardano. He sees this as the beginning of a retail run, noting that retail investors are not as up-to-date as crypto natives and are purchasing currencies like Cardano because they are unaware of newer coins with superior technology. Neuner highlighted worries about XRP's centralization and the fact that token holders do not share in the gains. He credits XRP's recent spike to its familiarity and ease of use for new investors. Additionally, he mentioned Ethereum, claiming that it has fallen out of favor because of its slow and expensive technology, and expressed a preference for Solana, which allows for faster and less expensive transactions. He holds a small amount of Ethereum, but isn't enthusiastic about it, giving it a 5 out of 10 conviction rating compared to Solana's 8 or 9 out of 10. His belief in Solana stems from its ability to support cheap and rapid transactions, which he views as the ultimate purpose of blockchain technology. Neuner is confident that Solana's technology will continue to drive adoption and that the platform has the potential to become a major player in the cryptocurrency industry. He claims that Solana is the new Ethereum since it can perform the same functions, but is faster and cheaper. As we conclude, do you think Rand Neuner's assessment of Ethereum's limitations and Solana's advantages are accurate? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below, share this video, and hit your thumbs on the like button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.